Salutation and greeting to you all. Let me have audience for a word or two. What's the new news at the new court? That is, the old duke is banished by his younger brother, the new duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him. They say he is already in the forest of Arden, and many merry men with him, and there they live like the old Robin Hood of England. They say many young gentlemen flock to him every day and fleet the time carelessly, as they did in the Golden World. Rosalind, the duke's daughter, be banished with her father? Oh no. For the duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her exile or died to stay behind her. And thereby hangs a tale.
Sweet my cuz, be merry.
Dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of. And would you yet I were merrier? Unless you can teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke my father, so thou hadst been still with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father for mine. So wouldst thou, if the truth of thy love for me were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee?
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. And truly, when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken away from thy father perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor I will, and when I break that oath, let me turn monster. Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will, cuz, and devise sports. What think you of falling in love?
Marry, I prithee do, to make sport withal, but love no man in good earnest. Nor no further in sport neither, than with the safety of a pure blush thou mayst in honor come off again.
Remember, Adam? It was upon this fashion bequeathed me by will but a poor 1,000 crowns. As thou sayest, charge my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. He keeps me rustically at home, bars me the place of a brother, and as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me. And the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I'll no longer endure it. But I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
No, sir. What make you here?
Nothing. I'm not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I am helping you to mar that which God made.
Know where you are.
Oh, sir, very well.
Know you before whom, sir?
I know you're my eldest brother. And in the gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. I have as much of my father in me as you. Albeit I confess your coming before me is nearer to his reverence.
Whoa.
Come, elder brother, you are too young in this.
Don't lay hands on me, villain.
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. He was my father. And he is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till this other had pulled out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Sweet masters, be patient for your father's remembrance. Be at accord.
Let me go, see.
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You trained me like a peasant, obscuring and hiding from me all gentlemanlike qualities. I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman. Or give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament, but that I shall go buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you leave me.
Any further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Get with him, you old dog! Is old dog my reward? Most true, I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master. He would not have spoke such a word.
Even so, begin you to grow upon me. I will physic your rankness, and yet give no 1,000 crowns neither.
I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother Orlando hath a disposition to come in disguised against me to try a fall.
He is resolute, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts. A secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore, use thy discretion.
I had as lief he didst break his neck as his finger. He will practice against thee by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath ta'en thy life by some indirect means or other.
For I assure thee, almost with tears I speak it. There's not one so young and so villainous this day living. I speak but brotherly of him. Should I anatomize him to thee as he is, I must blush and weep, and thou must look pale in wonder.
I will give him his payment. If ever he go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize more.
Bonjour, Messieurs LeBeau. What's the news?
Fair princess, you've lost much. Good sport.
Sport? Of what color?
What color, madame? How shall we answer you?
As wit and fortune will.
Or as the destinies decrees.
Well said. That was laid on with a trowel.
Nay, if I keep not my rank.
Thou losest thy old smell.
You amaze us, ladies. We would have told you of good wrestling, which you have lost the sight of. And if it please your ladyships, you may see the end, for the best is yet to do.
Shall we see this wrestling, cousin? Alas, he is too young, yet he looks successfully.
How now, daughter? Are you crept hither to watch the wrestling?
Aye, my liege, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it, I can tell you.
Come! Where is this young gallant that so desires to lie with his Mother Earth?
You mean to mock me after? You should not have mocked me before.
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son. And I would not change that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
Gentle cousin, let us go thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at heart.
What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Bois.
My father loved Sir Roland as his soul, and all the world was of my father's mind. Sir, you have well deserved. If you do keep your promises in love but justly, as you have exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy. Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suits with fortune that could give more, but that her hand lacks means. Sir, you have wrestled well, and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go?
Half with you. Fare you well.
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urged conference. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown. Or Charles, or something weaker masters thee.
Good sir, we do in friendship counsel you to leave this place.
The Duke is humorous.
What he is, indeed, more suits you to conceive than we to speak of.
I thank you, sirs. I rest much bounden to you. Fare you well. Thus must I from the smoke into the smother, from tyrant duke unto a tyrant brother. But heavenly Rosalind.
Why, cousin. Why, Rosalind. Cupid, have mercy, not a word. But is all this for your father?
No. Some of it is for my child's father.
Come, come, wrestle with thy affections.
Oh, they take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
Is it possible, on such a sudden, you should fall into so strong a liking with old Sir Roland's youngest son?
But the Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Does it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly, yet I hate not Orlando.
Oh, Faith, hate him not for my sake. Look, here comes the Duke, with his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin, within these 10 days, if that thou beest found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou...
I do beseech your grace, let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me.
Thou art thy father's daughter. There's enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. Never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus do all traitors. If their purgation did consist in words, they are as innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
If she be a traitor, why so am I.
Firm and irrevocable is my doom which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool. You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time, upon mine honor, and in the greatness of my word,
Oh, my poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine. I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am.
Have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. I prithee, be cheerful. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he hath not.
No, hath not? Rosalind lacks then the love which teacheth thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No, let my father seek another heir. Therefore devise with me how we may fly, whither to go and what to bear with us, and do not seek to bear your griefs yourself and leave me out. For by this heaven now at our sorrows pale, say what thou canst, I'll go along with thee.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us? Maids as we are, to travel forth so far, beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face. The like do you. So shall we pass along, and never stir assailants.
Were it not better, because that I am more than common tall, that I did suit me all points like a man?
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse a name than Jove's own page. Therefore, look, you call me Ganymede. Oh, but what will you be called?
Something that hath reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
But cousin, what if we essayed to steal Master Touchstone out of your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travel?
He'll go along o'er the wide world with me. Leave me alone to woo him. Let's away and get our jewels and our wealth together. Now go we in content to liberty and not to banishment. Phoebe.
Now, my co-mates and brothers in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Sweet are the uses of adversity. And this, our life exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything.
I would not change it. Happy is your grace, that can translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and so sweet a style.
Come, shall we go kill us venison?
Ah.
Oh, you memory of old Sir Roland. Why, what make you here? Come not within these doors. This is no place. This house is but a butchery.
The base and boisterous sword enforce a thievish living on the common road. This I must do, and know not what to do.
But do not so. I have 500 crown, the thrifty hire I saved under your father, which I did store to be my foster nurse when service should and my old limbs lie lame. Here is the gold. All this I give you. Let me be your servant. Let me go with you.
Oh, good old man. How well in thee appears the constant service of the antique world. But come thy ways. We'll go along together. Ere we have thy youthful wages spent, we'll light upon some settled low content.
Master, go on and I will follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty.
Can it be possible that no man saw them? It cannot be. Some villains of my court are of consent and sufferance in this.
I cannot hear of any that did see her. My lord, I secretly overheard your daughter and her cousin much commend the parts and graces of the wrestler that did but lately foil the sinewy Charles, and I believe wherever they are gone, that youth is surely in their company.
Fetch that gallant hither. If he be absent, bring his brother to me. I'll make him find him. Do this suddenly, and let not search and inquisition quail to bring again these foolish runaways.
But that is the way to make her scorn you still.
O Corn, that thou knewest how I do love her.
Well, I partly guessed, for I have loved ere now.
But if thy love were ever like to mine, as sure I think did never man love so, how many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn to by thy fantasy?
Into 1,000 that I have forgotten.
Oh, thou didst then never live so heartily. If thou rememberest not the slightest folly that ever love did make thee run into, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not broke from company abruptly, as my passion now makes me, thou hast not loved.
Alas, poor shepherd, searching of thy wound, I have by hard adventure found mine own.
Be that a true lovers run into strange capers. But as all is mortal in nature, so is all nature and love mortal in folly.
Good even to you, friend.
And to you, gentle sir, and to you all.
I prithee, shepherd, if that love or gold can in this desert place buy entertainment, bring us where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here's a young maid with travel much oppressed and faints for succor.
My master is of churlish disposition and little recks to find the way to heaven by doing deeds of hospitality. Besides, his coat, his flocks, and bounds of feed are now on sale. And at our sheepcote now, by reason of his absence, there is nothing that you will feed on. But what is, come see, and in my voice most welcome shall you be.
Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me and turn his merry note unto the sweet first road. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather.
More! More, I prithee, more.
It will make you melancholy, Monsieur Jaques.
I thank it. I can suck melancholy out of a song as a weasel sucks eggs. More, I prithee, more.
My voice is ragged. I know I cannot please you.
I do not desire you to please me. I do desire you to sing. More. Another stanza. Call you him stanzos?
What you will, Monsieur Jaques.
Nay, I care not for their names. They owe me nothing. Will you sing?
More at your request than to please myself.
Well then, if ever I thank any man, I'll thank you.
Who doth ambition shun and loves to live in the sun, seeking the food he eats and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather.
I'll give you a verse to this note that I made yesterday in despite of my invention. Thus it goes. If it do come to pass that any man turn as, leaving his wealth and ease, a stubborn will to please, Duc Dame, Duc Dame, Duc Dame, here shall he see gross fools as he, and if he will come to me.
What's that, Duc Dame?
'Tis a Greek invocation to call fools into a circle.
I pray thee, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage, pasture, and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place and willingly could waste my time in it.
Assuredly, the thing is to be sold. If you like upon, report the soil, the profit in this kind of life. I will your very faithful feeder be, and buy it with your gold right suddenly.
sense. Sir, that cannot be. But look to it. Find out thy brother wheresoe'er he is. Bring him, but turn thou no more to seek a living in our territory.
Dear master, I can go no further or I die for food. Here lie down and measure out my grave. Farewell, kind master.
Why, oh no, Adam. No greater heart in thee. If this uncouth forest yield anything savage, I'll let it be food for it or bring it for food to thee. Only tread the while at the arm's end. May I be with thee presently. If they bring thee not something to eat, I give thee leave to die. But if thou diest, before I come, thou art a mocker of my labor. Thou lookest cheerly, and I'll be with thee quickly. I shall not die for lack of a dinner, if there live anything in this desert.
Give me leave to speak my mind, and I will through and through cleanse the foul body of this infected world if they will patiently receive my medicine.
Fie on thee. I can tell what thou wouldst do.
What for a counter would I do but good?
Most mischievous, foul sin in chiding sin, for thou thyself hast been a libertine. But who comes here?
To bear and eat no more.
Art thou thus boldened, man, by thy distress? Or else a rude despiser of good manners, that in civility thou seems so empty?
You touched my vein at first. The thorny point of bare distress hath ta'en for me the show of smooth civility. He dies that touches any of this fruit till I and my affairs are answered.
And you will not be answered by reason. I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food, and let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me, I pray you.
Therefore sit you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we have that to your wanting may be ministered.
Then but forbear your food a little while. It was like a doe. I go to find my fawn and give it food. There is an old poor man who after me hath many a weary step limped in pure love, till he first be sufficed. Oppressed by two weak evils, age and hunger, I will not touch a bit.
Go find him out, and we will nothing waste till you return.
Thank you. Be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theater presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage. And all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man, in his time, plays many parts. His acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, and then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrows. And then the soldier full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard. Jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice in fair round valley with good capon lined and with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank. And his big manly voice turning again toward childish trouble. Pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful history is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything.
Welcome. Set down your venerable burden and let him feed.
Thank you most for him.
So had you need. I scarce can speak, so thank you for myself.
Give us some music. And good it means. Sing.
Blow, blow, thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen, though thy breath be rude. Breath be rude. Hey ho, sing hey ho, under the green holly. Most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly. And hey ho, the holly. This life is most jolly.
Hang there my verse, in witness of my love. Oh, Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their barks my thoughts I'll character, that every eye which in this forest looks shall see thy virtue witnessed everywhere.
How like you this country life, Master Touchstone?
Truly, Shepherd, in respect of itself, it is a good life. But in respect that it is a country life, it is not. In respect that it is solitary, I like it very well. But in respect that it is private, it is a very vile life. Now, in respect that it is in the fields, it pleaseth me well. But in respect it is not in court, it is tedious. As it is a spare life, look you, it fits my humor well. But as there is no more plenty in it, it goes much against my stomach. Hast any philosophy in thee, Shepherd?
No more but that I know, the more one sickens, the worse at ease he is. That he that wants money, means, and content is without three good friends. That the property of rain is to wet and fire to burn. That good pasture makes fat sheep. And that a great cause of the night is lack of the sun. That he that hath learned no wit by nature nor art may complain of good breeding or comes of a very dull kindred.
Such a one is a natural philosopher. Wast ever in court, Shepherd?
No, truly.
Why, if thou never wast at court, thou never sawest good manners.
Those that are good manners at the court are as ridiculous in the country as the behavior of the country is most mockable at the court.
God help thee, shallow man, thou art raw.
Sir, I am a true laborer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear. Oh, no man hate, envy no man's happiness, glad of other men's good, content with my harm. And the greatest of my pride is to see my ewes graze and my lambs suck.
From the east to western end, no jewel is like Rosalind.
Here comes young Master Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
Her worth being mounted on the wind through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fairest lined are but black to Rosalind. Let no face be kept in mind but the fair of Rosalind.
I'll rhyme you so 8 years together.
Out, fool.
For a taste, if a heart do lack a hind, let him seek out Rosalind. Winter garments must be lined. So must slender Rosalind. Sweetest nut hath sourest rind. Such a nut is Rosalind. He that sweetest rose will find must find love's prick and Rosalind. This is the very false gallop of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool. I found them on a tree.
Truly, the tree yields bad fruit.
Peace. Here comes my sister reading.
Therefore, heaven nature charged that one body should be filled with all graces wide enlarged. Thus Rosalind, of many parts by heavenly synod was devised, of many faces, eyes, and hearts, to have the touches dearest prized. Heaven would that she these gifts should have, and I to live and die her slave. Didst thou hear these verses?
Oh yes, I heard them all, for look here what I found on a palm tree.
Trow you who hath done this?
Is it a man?
And a chain that you once wore about his neck. Change you color?
Nay, but who is it?
Is it possible?
Nay, I prithee now with most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and again, wonderful. And after that, out of all...
I prithee, take the cork out of thy mouth that I may drink thy tidings.
So that you may put a man in your belly?
Ah! What manner of man?
It is young Orlando that tripped up the wrestler's heels and your heart both in an instant.
Nay, but the devil take mocking. Speak, sad brow and true maid.
In faith, cuz 'tis he.
Orlando.
Orlando.
Alas the day. What shall I do with my doublet nose? What did he when thou saw'st him? What said he? How looked he? Wherein went he? And what makes he here? Did he ask for me? Where remains he? How parted he with thee? And when shalt thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
You must borrow me Gargantua's mouth first. 'Tis a word too great for any mouth of this age's size. To say aye and no to these particulars is more than to answer in a catechism.
But doth he know that I am in this forest and in man's apparel? Looks he as freshly as he did the day he wrestled?
It is as easy to count atomies as to resolve the propositions of a lover. But take a taste of my finding him and relish it with good observance. I found him under a tree, like a dropped acorn.
Oh, it may well be called Jove's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam.
Proceed.
There lay he, stretched along like a wounded knight.
Though it be pity to see such a sight, it well becomes the ground.
Cry hola to thy tongue, I prithee. It curvets unseasonably. He was furnished like a hunter.
Ooh, ominous, he comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song without a burden. Thou bringst me out of tune.
Do you not know I am a woman? When I think, I must speak. Sweet, say on.
You bring me out.
'Tis he. Slink by and note him.
for your company, but good faith, I had as lief have been myself alone.
And so would I. But yet, for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let's meet as little as we can.
If you desire, we may be better strangers.
I pray you mar no more trees with writing love songs in their barks.
I pray you mar no more of my verses with reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your love's name?
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
You have a nimble wit. Will you sit down with me? And we two will rail against our mistress, the world and all our misery.
I will chide no breather in the world but myself, against whom I know most faults.
The worst fault you have is to be in love.
'Tis a fault I will not change for your best virtue.
By my troth, I was out seeking for a fool when I found you.
He's drowned in the brook. Look but in and you shall see him.
There I shall see my known figure.
Which I take to be either a fool or a cipher.
I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good Signor Love.
Adieu, good Monsieur Melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit, play the knave with him.
Do you hear, Forrester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you. What is 'clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest. Else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
Why not the swift foot of time? Had that not been as proper?
By no means, sir. Time travels in diverse paces with diverse persons.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With this shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest like fringe upon a petticoat.
Are you native of this place?
As the coney that you see dwell where she is kindled.
Your accent is something finer than you could purchase in so removed a dwelling.
I have been told so of many. But, indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak. One that knew courtship too well, for there he fell in love. I have heard him read many lectures against it, and I thank God I am not a woman, who touched with so many giddy offenses, as he hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Can you remember any of the principal evils he laid to the charge of women?
There were none principal. They were all like one another as halfpence are, every one fault seeming monstrous till his fellow fault came to match it.
I prithee recount some of them.
No, I will not cast away my physic, but on those that are sick. There is a man haunts the forest that abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind on their barks, hangs odes upon hawthorns and elegies on brambles, all forsooth deifying the name of Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shaked. I pray you tell me your remedy.
There is none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I am sure you are not prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not. A blue eye and sunken, which you have not. An unquestionable spirit, which you have not. A beard, neglected, which you have not, but I pardon you for that, for simply your having in beard is a younger brother's revenue. Then your hose should be ungartered, your bonnet unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You are rather point device in your accoutrements, as loving yourself than seeming the lover of any other.
Fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it. You may as soon make her that you love believe it. But, in good sooth, are you he that hangs the verses on the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to the youth by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that he, that unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness. Yet I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one, and in this manner. He was to imagine me, his love, his mistress. And I set him every day to woo me, at which time would I, being but a moonish youth, grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing and liking, proud, fantastical, apish, shallow, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles, for every passion something, and for no passion truly anything. As boys and women are, for the most part, cattle of this color, would now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, now weep for him, then spit at him, that I drave my suitor from his mad humor of love to a living humor of madness, which was to forswear the full stream of the world and to live in a nook, merely monastic. And thus I cured him. And this way will I take upon me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart. But there shall not be one spot of love in't.
I would not be cured, youth.
I would cure you, if you would but call me Rosalind and come every day to my cote and woo me.
For the faith of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
Go with me to it, and I'll show it you. And by the way, you shall tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
All my heart, good youth.
Nay. You must call me Rosalind. Come, sister. Will you go?
And how, Audrey? Am I the man yet? Doth my simple features content you?
Your features, Lord warrant us, what features?
I am here with thee, as the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the Goths. When a man's good verses cannot be understood, nor man's good wit, seconded with forward child understanding, strikes a man more dead than a great reckoning in a little room. Truly would the gods have made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest in deed and word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly, for the truest poetry is the most feigning, and lovers are given to poetry. And what they swear in poetry may be said, as lovers they do feign.
Do you wish then that the gods had made me poetical?
I do, truly. For thou swearest to me thou art honest. Now, if thou wert a poet, I might have some hope thou didst feign.
Would you not have me honest?
No, truly, unless thou wert hard favored. For honesty coupled to beauty is to have a honey sauce to sugar.
Well, I am not fair, and therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly, and to cast away honesty upon a foul slut were to put good meat in an unclean dish.
I'm not a slut, though I thank the gods I am foul.
Well, praise be the gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But, be it as it may be, I will marry thee. Is there none here to give the woman?
Will you be married, Motley?
As the ox hath his bow, sir, the horse his curb, and the falcon her bells, so man hath his desires. And as pigeons bill, so wedlock would be nibbling.
And will you, being a man of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church and have a good priest that can tell you what marriage is.
It'll be a good excuse for me hereafter to leave my wife.
Go thou with me, and let me counsel thee.
Come, sweet Audrey, we must be married, or we must live in bawdry.
Never talk to me. I will weep.
Do, I prithee, but yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
But have I not cause to weep?
As good cause as one would desire. Therefore, weep.
His very hair is of the dissembling color. And his kissing is as full of sanctity as the touch of holy bread.
The very ice of chastity is in them.
But why did he say he would come this morning and comes not?
Nay, certainly there is no truth in him.
Do you think so?
Yes. I think he is not a pick purse nor a horse stealer, but for his verity in love, I do think him as concave as a covered goblet or a worm-eaten nut.
Not true in love?
Yes, when he is in, but I think he is not in.
You have heard him swear downright he was.
Was is not is. Besides, the oath of a lover is no stronger than the word of a tapster. He attends here in the forest on the Duke, your father.
What talk we of fathers when there is such a man as Orlando?
Who comes here?
Mistress, master, you have oft inquired after the shepherd that complained of love.
Well, and what of him?
If you will see a pageant truly played between the pale complexion of true love and the red glow of scorn and proud disdain, go hence a little and I shall conduct you, if you will mark it.
Oh, come, let us remove. The sight of lovers feedeth those in love. Bring us to this sight, and you shall say I'll prove a busy actor in their play.
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me. Say that you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. Will you sterner be than he that dies and lives by bloody drops?
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I would not injure thee.
Oh, dear Phoebe, if ever, as that ever may be near, you meet in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then shall you know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows make.
But till that time, come not thou near me. And when that time comes, afflict me with thy mocks. Pity me not, as till that time, I shall not pity thee.
And why, I pray you? Who might be your mother that you insult, exult, and all at once over the wretched? What though you have no beauty? As by my faith I see no more in you than without candle may go dark to bed. Must you be therefore proud and pitiless?
Why, what means this? Why look you on me? I see no more in you than in the ordinary of nature's sail work. Odds my little life. I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No, fate, proud mistress, hope not after it. 'Tis not your inky brows, your black silk hair, your bugle eyeballs, nor your cheek of cream that can entain my spirits to your worship. You foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her? Like foggy south puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a properer man than she a woman. 'Tis such fools as you that makes the world full of ill-favored children. But mistress, know yourself. Down on your knees and thank heaven, fasting for a good man's love. For I must tell you friendly in your ear, sell when you can. You are not for all markets. Cry the man mercy. Love him. Take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. So take her to thee, shepherd. Fare you well.
Sweet youth, I pray you, chide a year together. I had rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with your foulness. Why look you so upon me?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not. Will you go, sister?
Shepherd, ply her hard. Shepherdess, look on him better and be not proud. Though all the world could see, none could be so abused in sight as he.
Dead shepherd, now I find thy saw of might. Whoever loved thee loved not at first sight.
Sweet Phoebe?
What sayest thou, Silvius?
Sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why, I am sorry for thee, gentle Silvius.
Wherever sorrow is, relief would be. If you do sorrow at my grief in love, by giving love, your sorrow and my grief were both exterminated.
Thou hast my love. Is not that neighborly?
I would have you.
Why, that were covetousness. Silvius, the time was that I hated thee, and yet it is not that I bear thee love, but since that thou canst talk of love so well, thy company, which erst was irksome to me, I will endure. And I'll employ thee too. But do not look for further recompense than thine own gladness that thou art employed.
Loose now and then a scattered smile, and that I'll live upon.
Knowest thou the youth that spoke to me erewhile?
Not very well, but I have met him oft, and he hath bought the cottage and the grounds that the old carlet once was master of.
Think not that I love him, though I ask for him, 'tis but a peevish boy. Yet he talks well, but what care I for words? Yet words do well when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. It is a pretty youth, yet not very pretty. But sure he's proud, and yet his pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. The best thing in him is his complexion, and faster than his tongue did make offense, his eye did heal it up. There was a pretty redness in his lip. A little riper and more lusty red than that mixed in his cheek. There be some women, Silvius, had they marked him in parcels as I did, would have gone near to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not. Or hate him not. And yet I have more cause to hate him than to love him. I'll write to him a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear it. Wilt thou, Silvius?
Phoebe, with all my heart.
I'll write it straight. The matter is in my head and in my heart. I will be bitter with him and passing short.
Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You a lover? And you serve me such another trick? Never come in my sight more.
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love. He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts and break but a part of the 1,000 part of a minute in the affairs of love, it may be said of him that Cupid hath clapped him o' the shoulder, but I'll warrant him, heart whole.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy, come no more in my sight. I had as lief be wooed of a snail.
A snail?
Aye, of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointure, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
What's that?
Why, horns.
Virtue is no horn maker. And my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
It pleases him to call you so, but he hath a Rosalind of a better leer than you.
Come, woo me. Woo me, for now I am in a holiday humor and like enough to consent. What would you say to me now, and I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Nay, you were better speak first, and if you were gravelled for lack of matter, you might take occasion to kiss.
What if the kiss be denied?
Then she puts you to entreaty, and there begins new matter.
Who could be out being before his beloved mistress?
Marry, that should you if I were your mistress. Or I should think my honesty ranker than my wit.
What, of my suit?
Not out of your apparel, and yet out of your suit. Am not I your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are, because I would be talking of her.
Well, in her person, I say I will not have you.
And in mine own person, I die.
No, Faith, die by attorney. Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I would not have my right Rosalind of this mind, for I protest, Her frown might kill me.
By this hand, it will not kill a fly. But come, now I will be your Rosalind in a more coming-on disposition. And ask me what you will, I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Yes, faith, will I, Fridays and Saturdays and all.
Wilt thou have me?
Aye, and 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Are you not good?
Hope so.
Why then can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister. You shall be the priest and marry us. Give me your hand, Orlando. What do you say, sister?
Pray thee, marry us.
I cannot say the words.
You must begin, will you, Orlando?
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
Aye, but when?
Why now, as fast as she can marry us?
Then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I might ask you for your commission, but I do take thee, Orlando, for my husband.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
These 2 hours, Rosalind, I will leave thee.
Alas, dear love, I cannot lack thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I'll be with thee again.
Aye, go your ways. Go your ways. I knew what you would prove. My friends told me as much, and I thought no less. That flattering tongue of yours won me. 'Tis but one cast away, and so come death. 2 o'clock is your hour?
Aye, sweet Rosalind.
By my troth, and in good earnest, if you break one jot of your promise, or come 1 minute behind your hour, I will think you the most pathetical break promise, and the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy of her you call Rosalind, that may be chosen out of the gross band of the unfaithful. Therefore, beware my censure, and keep your promise.
With no less religion than if thou wert indeed my Rosalind. So adieu.
Well, time is the old justice that examines all such offenders. And let time try. Adieu. Is it not past 2 o'clock? And here much Orlando, I warrant you, with pure love and troubled brain, he hath ta'en his bow and arrows and is gone forth to sleep.
My errand is to you, fair youth. My gentle Phoebe did bid me give you this. I know not the contents, but as I guess by the stern brow and waspish action which she did use as she was writing of it, it bears an angry tenor. Pardon me, I am but as a guiltless messenger. Patience herself would startle at this letter and play the swaggerer. Bear this, bear all. She says I am not fair, that I lack manners. She calls me proud, and that she could not love me where man is rare as phoenix. Odds my will, her love is not the hare that I do hunt. Why writes she so to me? 'Tis a boisterous and a cruel style. Will you hear the letter?
So please you, for I never heard it yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
Mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou God to shepherd turned, that a maiden's heart hath burned? If the scorn of your bright eyne have power to raise such love in mine, alack in me, what strange effect would they work in mild aspect? Did you ever hear such railing?
Call you this railing?
Alas, poor shepherd. Do you pity him? No. He deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? Well, go your way to her, for I see love hath made thee a tame snake. And say this to her, that if she love me, I charge her to love thee. If she will not, I will never have her unless thou entreat for her. If you be a true lover, hence, and not a word, for here comes more company.
Good morrow, fair ones. If that and I may profit by a tongue, then should I know you by description. Such garments and such years. The boy is fair, of female favor, and bestows himself like a ripe sister. The woman low and browner than her brother. Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to that youth that he calls his Rosalind. He sends this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame. If you will know of me what man I am, and how and why and where this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you, tell it.
When last the young Orlando parted from me, he left to promise to return again within an hour. And pacing through the forest, chewing the fruit of sweet and bitter fancy, lo, what befell.
Now, sir, what make you here?
It's his brother, his elder brother, the most wicked Sir Oliver.
Oh. I have heard him speak of that same brother. And he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
And well he might so do, for well I know he was unnatural.
Are you his brother? Was you that did so oft contrive to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. Do not shame to tell you what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes being the thing I am.
With a bloody napkin.
The gilded snake had torn some flesh away. And after some small space, being strong at heart, he sent me hither, stranger as I am, to tell this story, that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this napkin dyed in his blood unto the shepherd youth that he in sport doth call his Rosalind.
Leona, Ganymede, sweet Ganymede.
Many will swoon when they do look on blood.
There is more in it.
Cousin, Ganymede.
Look, he recovers.
I pray you, will you take him by the arm?
Be of good cheer, youth. You a man. You lack a man's heart.
I do so, I confess it. Ah, Sirrah. A body would think this was well counterfeited. I pray you, tell your brother how well I counterfeited. Hi-ho.
This was no counterfeit. There is too great testimony in your complexion that it was a passion of earnest.
Counterfeit, I assure you.
Well then, take a good heart and counterfeit to be a man.
So I do. But if faith, I should have been a woman by right.
We shall find a time, Audrey. Patience, gentle Audrey. But, Audrey, there is a youth here in the forest lays claim to you.
I know who 'tis. He hath no interest in me in the world. Here's the man you mean.
It is meat and drink to me to see a clown. By my troth, we that have good wits have much to answer for. We shall be flouting we cannot hold.
Good even, Audrey.
God give good even, William.
And good even to you, sir.
Good even, gentle friend. Cover thy head, cover thy head. No, prithee, be covered. How old are you, friend?
5 and 20, sir.
Ripe age. Is thy name William?
William, sir.
A fair name. Was born in the forest here.
Aye, sir, I thank God.
Thank God. Good answer. Art rich?
Fate, sir, so-so.
So-so is good. Very good. Very excellent good. And yet it is not. It is but so-so. Art thou wise?
Aye, sir, I have a pretty wit.
Why, thou sayest well. I do now remember a saying. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. You do love this maid?
I do, sir.
Art thou learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have. For it is a figure in rhetoric that drink, being poured out of a cup into a glass, by filling the one, doth empty the other. For all your writers do consent that Ipsy is he. Now you are not Ipsy, for I am he.
Which he, sir?
He, sir, that must marry this woman. Therefore, you clown, abandon, which is in the vulgar, leave the society which in the Moorish is company of this female, which in the common is woman, which together is abandon the society of this female, or clown, thou perishest. Okay, or to thy better understanding, diest. Or to wit, I kill thee. Make thee way, translate thy life into death, thy liberty into bondage. I will deal in poison with thee, or in bastinado, or in steel. I will bandy with thee in faction. I will overrun thee with policy. I will kill thee 150 ways, therefore tremble and depart.
Do good, William.
God rest you merry, sir.
Is it possible that on so little acquaintance you should like her? That but seeing you should love her, and loving woo, and wooing she should grant? And will you persever to enjoy her?
Neither call the giddiness of it in question, the poverty of her, the small acquaintance, my sudden wooing, nor her sudden consenting, would say with me, I love Eliana. Say with her that she loves me. Consent with both that we may enjoy each other. It shall be to your good, for my father's house and all the revenue that was old Sir Roland's will lie estate upon you. And here, live and die a shepherd.
Let your wedding be tomorrow. Thither will I invite the Duke and all his contented followers. Go you and prepare Eliana, for look you, here comes my Rosalind.
God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
it grieves me to see thee wear thy heart in a scarf.
It is my arm.
I thought thy heart had been wounded.
Wounded it is, with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when he showed me your handkerchief?
Aye, and greater wonders than that.
Nay, 'tis true. There was never anything so sudden but the fight of 2 rams and Caesar's thrasonical brag of I came, saw, and overcame. For your brother and my sister no sooner met but they looked, no sooner looked but they loved. No sooner loved but they sighed, no sooner sighed but they asked one another the reason. No sooner knew the reason but they sought the remedy. They are in the very wrath of love, and they will together. Clubs cannot part them.
Shall be married tomorrow. Oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes. So much the more shall I tomorrow be at the height of heart heaviness by how much I shall think my brother happy in having what he wishes for.
Why then tomorrow I cannot serve your turn for Rosalind?
I can live no longer by thinking.
I will weary you then no longer with idle talking. Know of me then, for now I speak to some purpose, that I know you are a gentleman of good conceit. If you do love Rosalind so near the heart as your gesture cries it out, when your brother marries Aliena, shall you marry her? I know into what straits of fortune she is driven, and it is not impossible to me, if it appear not inconvenient to you, to set her before your eyes tomorrow, human as she is.
Speakest thou in sober meanings?
By my life, I do. Therefore, put you in your best array. Bid your friends, for if you will be married tomorrow, you shall. And to Rosalind, if you will. Look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
Youth, you have done me much ungentleness to show the letter that I writ to you.
I care not if I have. It is my study to seem despiteful and ungentle to you. You are there followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him, love him. He worships you.
Good shepherd, tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears. And so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be all made of faith and service. And so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be all made of fantasies, all made of passions, and all made of wishes. All adoration, duty, and observance. All humbleness, all patience and impatience. All purity, all trial, and all obedience. And so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
So am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
If this be so, I blame you me to love you.
If this be so, I blame you me to love you.
If this be so, I blame you me to love you.
I speak you too, I blame you me to love you.
Terror that is not here, nor doth not here.
Pray you no more of this. Just like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. I will help you if I can. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow meet me all together. I will marry you if ever I marry woman, and I'll be married tomorrow. I will satisfy you if ever I satisfy man, and you shall be married tomorrow. I will content you if what pleases you contents you, and you shall be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I'll meet. So fare you well. I have left you commands. I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.
It is 10 o'clock. Tomorrow will I be married. Thus may we see how the world wags. 'Tis but an hour ago since it was 9, and after 1 hour more 'twill be 11. And so, from hour to hour we ripe and ripe. And then from hour to hour we rot and rot.
Here comes a pair of very strange beasts in which all tongues are called fools. Good my lord, this is the motley-minded gentleman I have so often met in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
If any man doubt that, let him put me to my purgation. I've trod a measure. I have flattered a lady. I have been politic with my friend, smooth with mine enemy. I have undone 3 tailors, I have had 4 quarrels, and I like to have fought 1.
And how was that ta'en up?
Faith, we met, and found the quarrels upon the 7th cause. Upon a lie 7 times removed. Bear your body more seeming, Audrey. As thus, sir, I did dislike the cut of a certain courtier's beard. He sent me word if I said his beard was not cut well, he was in the mind that it was. This is called the retort courteous. If I sent him word again, it was not well cut, he would send me word he cut it to please himself. This is called the quit modest. If again it was not well cut, he disabled my judgment. This is called the reply churlish. If again it was not well cut, he would answer, I spake not true. This is called the reproof valiant. If again it was not well cut, he would say I lie. This is called the counter-check quarrelsome. And so to the lie circumstantial and the lie direct.
And how oft did you say his beard was not well cut?
I durst go no further than the lie circumstantial, nor he durst not give me the lie direct. So we measured swords and parted.
Is not this a rare fellow, my lord? He's as good at anything, and yet a fool.
He uses his folly like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his wit.
Then is there mirth in heaven, when earthly things made even atone together. Good Duke, receive thy daughter. Hymen from heaven brought her, yea, brought her hither, that thou mightst join her hand with his, whose heart within his bosom is.
To you I give myself, for I am yours. To you I give myself, for I am yours.
If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
If there be truth in sight, you are my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then, my love, adieu.
I'll have no father, if you be not he. I'll have no husband, if you be not he. nor ne'er wed woman if you be not she.
'Tis I must make conclusion of these most strange events. Here's 8 that must take hands to join in Hymen's bands. If truth holds true contents,
So is the bargain.
you and you, no cross shall part. You and you are heart in heart. You to his love must accord, or have a woman to your lord. You and you are sure together as the winter to foul weather.
Let me have audience for a word or two. I bring these tidings to this fair assembly. Frederick Duke, hearing how that everyday men of great worth resorted to this forest, addressed a mighty power, purposely to take his brother here and put him to the sword. And to the skirts of this wild wood he came, where meeting an old religious man after some question with him, was converted both from his enterprise and from the world his crown, bequeathing to his banished brother. This to be true, I do engage my life.
First, in this forest, let us do those ends that here were well begun and well begot. And after, every of this happy number that have endured shrewd days and nights with us shall share the good of our returned fortune. Meantime, forget this new-fallen dignity and fall into our rustic revelry. Play music, and you, brides and bridegrooms all, with measure heaped in joy, to thy measures fall.
Sir, by your patience, if I heard you rightly, the Duke had put on a religious life and thrown into neglect the pompous court.
He hath.
To him will I.
Stay, Jaques, stay.
Your former honor I bequeath. Your patience and your virtue well deserves it. To your pleasures. I am for other than for dancing measures.
We will begin these rites, as we do trust they'll end in true delight.
My way is to conjure you, and I'll begin with the women. I charge you, O women, for the love you bear to men, to like as much of this play as please you. And I charge you, O men, for the love you bear to women, as I perceive by your simpering none of you hates them, that between you and the women the play may please. If I were a woman, I would kiss as many of you as had beards that pleased me, complexions that liked me, and breaths that I defied not. And I am sure as many as have good beards, or good faces, or sweet breaths, will for my kind offer, when I make curtsy, bid me farewell.
Let's cut.